Hey everyone, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Although I am a licensed clinician, I'm also just a person. I love to be able to be in my real life and speak from that point. And that's where this podcast is coming from. So enjoy.
Searching for truth, looking for answers. There must be a way to another day.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is Aaliyah and
Joe.
We are here with the Keanvenient Truth Season 2. Ba, 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 ba.
Episode 1.
Ba, 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 ba.
I told my daughter that the other day.
What's up, you guys? I feel like it's been a hot minute.
Oh, it had. It's been, I think, over a month. It's been like 2 months, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you know, look, every show has an end to a season, and then they have a premiere.
Yeah, we needed to do it because there was a lot of stuff going on, and we moved, so...
Yeah, we had so much going on in life that we had to take a pause. And so we actually are no longer in our lovely state of Florida.
Yeah, I actually needed to change the description now on our podcast. It says a couple from South Florida.
Oh,
We can still leave it like that. It's a couple. We are from South Florida, sort of. I mean, neither of us were actually from there, but...
Right. I feel like, though, I really do feel like I was, though. It's been so long.
I know.
But we did move, so we're no longer in Florida. We have no more hot, humid weather, and we have no more freedom. So...
We are currently... yeah, right. But we are currently in Rhode Island, right in the eye of the storm. We are actually broadcasting this in the middle of Hurricane Henry. Henry, as the New Englanders would say.
Right. Yeah, guys. So I now live in New England. This is crazy. Me, my daughter, the dog. My husband's from here.
I'm here too.
But you're from here. You're from New England. You're from Rhode Island. So
You're
it's
from
like
New York.
This is like I've been in Florida for 20 plus years. This is like foreign territory to me. All the accents. Voila. I gotta tell you guys a story though. I do. It was great though. So because we just got to this amazing house in this amazing neighborhood, so we're here and Joe's family comes to visit. And his family, they are all from New England, right? They're all from here, so they have accents. And so we're eating and they're talking about, just stuff. And they were telling us a story, and in the midst of the story, they were talking about stuff on their wall. And so they said, voila. That's what it, right? And so wow. Joe and I were both like, what? And they were like, voila.
And then they continued on talking.
They continued, but they were like,
yeah. Whoa,
but
hold
the
on.
voila.
What is happening right now?
So Joe was like, wait, hold on. What are you saying? Voila. And then he was like, oh, wait, wall art? And they were like, yeah, voila. Like, as though it was like, that's like, it was amazing. I mean, it's amazing. It really is. And so my question since we've moved here has been, is Sol going to have this accent, guys? She's going to be 2. She's going to be growing up here.
She won't.
Is she going to have a New England accent?
Listen, there's nothing wrong with the New England accent.
It's pretty.
A Rhode Island accent. It's just
it's pretty thick.
Listen, we don't want to offend anybody here.
I'm not offending. Listen.
Like everybody talk, they communicate like that out here, and it is what it is. You know?
That's fine. An accent's an accent. I'm just saying it's just a pretty thick one.
I personally don't like it, but
I mean,
that's
really,
why
you
I'm
don't have
from
the accent. Why did you work so many years to make sure that you don't have it?
Well, once again, don't want to offend anybody, but personally, my thoughts is like it made me sound like unintelligent.
But that's not offensive.
It's not?
No,
It is offensive.
I know it is.
That's why
I don't want to offend
Well, that's why
anybody,
I preface it with I don't want to, but I'm trying to speak my truth here. Like, once again, everybody can speak however they want, and everybody can think however they want. Me personally, I thought it made me sound unintelligent, so I decided to pronounce my R's. And
so you're not the only person though, because since I've been out here and I've been like meeting new people and stuff, I've come across some mamas in my mom group who actually don't have accents, and so when I said something, so when I said something, I was like, I don't hear your accent. You don't have one. And actually, one of the moms said specifically, she was like, I actually like worked on not having it. And I was like, oh my God, my husband did the same thing. So
you have to actually like be aware of how you're speaking for a period of time. It's like you can't just, I don't know. Some people think that it is what it is. You can do something about it. But, it doesn't mean like you're dumb or whatever.
Yeah.
Just,
I mean, how do we think Madonna suddenly became English? British?
Right. Well, she worked at it and figured it out. Yeah. There's also that girl on Alone that has this weird, I don't know if anybody's ever watched
the new season
of Alone. There's a girl on there that she like kind of has this English accent, but then it goes away and it's weird. Anyways.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. We do have a new studio space, Avi, because now we're in a new house. And I actually quite like the new studio space. I feel a little more professional than sitting on a day bed downstairs in our other house.
Yeah, we definitely need to tweak it out a little bit, but we needed to like get something going here. I hope the sound quality is good. It should be better for sure, but we still,
We're going to tweak some things.
We're still tweaking things out, so it'll get better from here on out.
Yeah, if you hear me chewing, it's because I'm eating cashews.
Oh my God, we're addicted to cashews now.
Yeah, I don't know who else is, and I don't know what happened.
I think it happened during the road trip. Were we eating cashews during the road trip?
Oh yeah, you guys, we drove from Florida to Rhode Island with our daughter and our 105-pound Mastiff for 3 days. We forgot to mention that. But
That's
yeah.
fun. Actually, we didn't hit any rain or anything, did we?
No rain.
That was good.
It was hot weather. It was great.
It was
Smooth sailing.
Better than we thought. The baby was great.
She was so good.
Dog just slept in the back. Everybody was good. It was easier than we thought.
Yeah, it was great.
It was still stressful, but it was easier.
Yeah, for sure. We are crazy routine parents, so we made sure that we stayed as routine as we possibly could. So for 11 o'clock in the car, right, on the road trip, we made sure that we put quiet music on, and then we gave Soul her passy, and she would just knock right out. Yeah.
And we'd make sure we were in a hotel by night bedtime.
Right, in the hotel by bedtime, and then we made sure that we got hotels or Airbnbs that had 2 bedrooms versus 1 so that she can have her own room. And I know that may sound crazy to some people who have several kids or whatever, like my sister called us nuts, but how do you sleep as a parent on a trip in a hotel room in one room with a toddler in a pack and play?
Well, this is why I think some kids go to bed at like 10 o'clock at night because they've gone through this process and then they never reverted back or whatever, right? So because we're OCD and like that, we just kept it going.
No, wait.
Your sister said something about it? Like, it was like...
She was like, you guys are crazy. And I was like, but in my head we're not, because I'm like, if you think about it, how does anyone then sleep? There's no way that I'm going to put my kid to bed at 7 o'clock in her pack and play while we're just sitting on the bed right in front of her in the same room. She's going to be like, hey guys.
Yeah, that means like we got to go to bed at 7. Or she goes to bed later.
Late, right.
And then we deal with like a crazy kid, for hours more. And we don't have our own personal time.
Our own time. Not having it. So, anyway, in this cool studio, this is where we're at.
Well, speaking of personal time, though, I mean, we kind of chatted about it, but I do want to make sure, maybe like at least once a week that you and I have like a date night. I think we should really start implementing that.
I don't know how we're going to do that.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
Oh yeah, because we're in a situation now where we've moved to New England, which is great. I actually do love it here. But my mother is in Florida, very sad. And my dad, Milton, the man, the myth, Milton, who most likely I wouldn't really have him watch so alone anyway.
he's in
Not that he's a great father and a great grandfather. He's just, he's 70.
He could watch it for a couple hours and
Hours. Yeah, that's it. He doesn't really
Just
use
like
his
any-
head, so what? Yeah,
just like any like
it's
aunt
just-
or uncle or grandparent. They don't want to. They don't want to like the whole like.
The guy wants to be free and just live his single life. I get it,
Yeah.
But
But yeah, we've lost him.
we've lost our yeah we've lost a mom. We've lost a mom. Mom
she's-
down.
Yeah, so we're working on situations with
My sister.
or daycare or pods.
A pod more.
Pod school type of thing.
Yeah, not about daycare. Not to
Yeah, it's
daycare,
not like-
to each his own, guys.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, we're definitely not doing like it's a daycare center and we drop her off with like 20 kids. Like no, these are like. Do they call those pods?
Yeah,
or
they're
they
pods.
Just,
So, like,
it's a
there's
group
this-
of parents that have gotten together and
And they
welcomed us
hire-
in, and they've hired a former.
Daycare teacher,
teacher,
nanny,
whatever.
whomever, who comes to one of their houses and just watches like 4 kids.
Yeah.
And then, teaches, blah, blah, the whole entire night. Now, this specific girl who's doing ours is not an actual certified or licensed teacher. She was a daycare worker, so she can't really continue once they go into school. But since COVID came, a lot of people have been like just hiring teachers to come in and then just do a pod school for about like 5 kids. And that's what I'm really kind of
Yeah, that's
Going
what we're
for
looking at.
but
So, anyways, so we need to find something like that, or somebody, a family member or friend or something, to help us with Soul, and then date night.
and then we can have date night.
Right.
Right now, our date nights consist of just like after 7 o'clock when Soul goes to sleep, and then we just
and then looking for a movie for 5 hours
we
because
look
we
for a
don't
movie
agree
for
on
5. We
anything,
don't
and then
agree
we
on
go to bed.
anything. Yeah,
And then she falls asleep halfway through it, and I end up watching.
Guys,
the movie by
I
myself.
actually do want to talk about that for a second. Like, I actually really want to know, and I wish we could have like a call in, but maybe you guys can like comment on this or something, please, because I really want to know: do your significant others or family, whomever who you live with, right? Do they get upset when you fall asleep during a movie? That's what I want to know, because I don't think it's a big deal. And I don't understand why Joe gets so like upset. Like this guy
Hold on,
never
we
gets
could
upset.
go live right now.
But you get like, yeah, let's go live because I
Yeah.
have to ask that
I
question.
mean, we don't have a nice background or anything yet, but who cares? Let's just keep it going.
Yeah, I mean the Kane background's pretty cool. But then we have to
we won't
move
have
and
that.
blah blah
Let's
blah.
move things
and
around. But hold on, go live. You can ask the question again.
Yeah, I gotta ask this question. Am I on right now?
Yeah, I think so. We're gonna scoot in a little
Okay.
bit. All right. Moving chairs.
So,
Now it looks like we're like in a closet.
hey guys.
Hey, in the new studio closet.
I know we have no fancy background like last time we had Joe's amazing art in the background, but no one's really on yet, and I don't want to ask this question if no one's on because then they're not gonna answer me.
Anyway, so yeah, we really kind of went sideways on this one.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, no. The reason why I get upset.
Ashley, okay, question. Actually, now that I see someone on here, Ash. So what I want to know, which is why we went into live just now. Do your partners / husband, spouse, friends, family, whomever, do they get upset whenever you fall asleep during a movie? That is the question that I want
My
answered.
whole point is like all right, if you fell asleep like one time, a couple times, whatever, it's not a big deal. It's every single time. Like the amount of times we've actually finished a full movie together.
You finished a full movie.
I finish all the movies.
But so that's great. You get to finish the movies.
Right,
you
but
watch
it's like
them.
it's
I'm
movies.
the one who suffers because then now I have to.
But
I
movies
just don't
are,
watch it.
for the most part, movies, especially when you pick them out together, are actually a social thing, right? So you watch the movie, you go through this journey, this experience together, and then afterwards you communicate about it for, even if it's like for just a couple minutes, like, oh, that was a great movie, what'd you like about it, blah, 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 whatever. But I end up like watching half of it. Then the next morning, that's when we actually get to talk about it. And she's like, oh, I don't even remember that part. I fell asleep halfway through. And I'm like, well, then I guess we just won't talk about it. And then we'll do it again tonight.
No,
we'll do the same thing again tonight.
I actually really want to be clear because he gets pissed. I mean, like, and this guy doesn't get angry.
Oh,
but
now
he gets,
I do.
Like,
now
irritated and frustrated. He has a fluctuation in his tone. It changes, and it's all because I'm falling asleep during a movie.
I get upset now because you've done it like 100 times.
You just can't do things by yourself.
Hold on, look.
He can't do anything by himself. He's obsessed with
Oh,
me.
my buddy Eric. What did he say?
It's about the shared experience.
Right.
Oh my God. Our guy's so sensitive.
See?
Everyone's
You
so
believe this as well,
sensitive.
though. And sometimes our feelings are hurt.
Oh my.
Our partner doesn't have the same feelings and reactions as we do. Well, it's not even, like, I don't mind the differences. I'm just saying, like, it's about the experience. Like, if I said it last night, I'll go watch a movie by myself and you just go to bed. Like, then I know. I'm going into it. Only I know about it and whoever else has seen it. And I could talk to those people about it. You're just like, this halfway person.
Time out. Hold on.
How many movies have you watched halfway?
Do you think I'm falling asleep on purpose?
No.
Okay.
I just know that you're
I'm
gonna.
not falling asleep on purpose.
But we all know you're
completely
gonna.
Just well, so then do you want to start watching a movie at 3 o'clock?
Apparently, that's what we have to do. We should just start a movie right now.
I'm not a nighttime person. I have to do everything during the day. You know that.
Listen,
Sex,
this isn't even night.
everything,
This isn't even
during the
nighttime.
day,
We're talking
during
like 8
the
o'clock
day.
at night.
8 o'clock at night is too late.
We start
brain
movies at
shuts
like
off
8
at
o'clock,
6.
and she can't make it there.
Everything's got to be done during the day, guys. Everything.
Oh, we got other people saying so. But that may very well be an expect. Why can't I read this right? I can't see it.
It's because
I have my glasses on. Yeah.
Joe's dyslexic.
You read it. It's too tiny for
Our problem is never agrees on what we want to watch. Right. So right.
Well, read it out loud so everybody else can hear.
Oh, well, Ashley said, our problem is we never agree on a movie we want to watch, so one gets bored and then just like shuts down. Right. Totally. Right.
Well, here's the other thing, too. We go through this process every time we watch a movie. It's like a half hour to an hour.
My wife could fall asleep during a hurricane, so I don't place unnecessary expectations on her when we might watch a movie together. Yes, exactly.
Fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's no problem when you don't spend an hour looking for the movie together because we disagree on so many different things. Like, if it's just like, all right, let's throw a movie on. Okay, I don't expect anything, right? But we spend a lot of time. So she's literally got from like, I don't know, 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock, basically, before she falls asleep. So we're spending half of that time looking for the damn movie, you know? And then by the time it comes on, within like half hour, 45 minutes, she's already out. So
why are we spending that long searching for a movie? Because you don't know quality movies, and the movies you choose are ridiculous. They're like no name actors. I don't even know what's going on here.
And listen, I like to give some movies a chance. You know, sometimes you get like
I want Oscar-nominated movies here. You know,
whatever. Anyways, okay, so there's that. Moving on.
Maybe start saving movies you like on a list.
Oh, that's what I was just thinking, yeah.
To watch a movie, the list is there ready to go.
Right.
That's a good idea.
The unfortunate part is there's not enough movies that we actually agree on to even make a list.
Well, I also think the unfortunate part for us about that is that we can't even make a list during the week about what we want to talk about on this podcast.
Right. We just did it 5 minutes ago.
Right. The idea comes up and then we're like, all right, someone write it down. No one does.
Also, we want to watch like movies that like just came out. We're watching like stuff that's like not even out yet sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
So like that, if we make a list now, there might be a movie in 5 weeks from now that we didn't know existed when we made the list.
Right.
Anyways, these are first world problems. It's not even a big deal.
Ridiculous. Okay, so let's get to our show.
Let's tap into the list. Yeah.
Let's tap into the list we did 5 minutes before we actually started this. Let's see. Okay, hurricane check.
Hold on, did we talk about the hurricane? Let's talk a little bit more about this hurricane because
it's not.
Hold on.
This rinky-dink
Whoa,
bullshit
whoa, whoa, whoa,
hurricane.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
This
Now it's rinky-dink?
bullshit hurricane.
Now
No,
it's a rinky-dink.
See, what Joe doesn't understand is this.
got all the
I am
preparations.
basically from Florida, okay? I have experienced Category 4s, 5s.
Well, then why is this a big deal then?
The reason why it's a big deal, Joe, is because we're not having a tropical storm Category 1 in Florida. We're having it here in New England where there's trees everywhere, and a tree can fall on a wire, bam, and now we have no power that easily. In Florida, I can easily go through Category 1 and have power. No worries. No,
you don't
no
ever see
questions asked.
any palm trees in Florida.
There's tons of palm trees, but they're not like freaking like the woods. We live in like nature right now. We literally live in the woods. I saw a wild bunny, just
crazy,
just sitting in my backyard.
There is more
just
nature
eating there. You know,
I saw a
like
deer the other day, baby deer.
Right. Okay. Like so, there's trees everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. So what?
So my worry
it's still
is
it's still a tropical storm Category 1.
I don't care. It's a tropical storm Category 1. Those storms are bullshit. What I do care about, though, is that I care about not having power. And because this is New England with lots of trees, I feel like we're not going to have power. Can you believe that I moved from Florida, right? We moved from Florida.
It is ironic.
And we have a freaking hurricane in the state that we moved to. I don't even get it.
It's like a direct hit, too.
Direct.
Yeah, and they haven't had like a hurricane up here in a while, like a real one, like right off the ocean hitting. But it's not even a real one. It's like happening right now. We're doing a podcast. Electricity.
I don't
it's
even
cool
think
down here.
No. I don't think it's starting right now.
It's like nothing.
We're getting the bans.
Oh, whatever. Anyways, and nobody knows exactly what's going on with this hurricane.
But people out here are freaking out, you guys. People are here freaking out.
The grocery stores were
there was like
insane
no chips.
at like 7 in the morning.
There was like no chips, no bread. There was like
I got the last mustard yesterday.
Yeah, it's like nothing.
Although Whole Foods wasn't bad though. We actually really had to go grocery shopping this weekend.
Yeah, we went grocery shopping.
Like everybody else is just doing like panic shopping and shit, and we like really needed
Hopefully
to just
we don't
go
lose that
grocery
food
shopping.
though. I'll be pissed.
Lose the food?
If the power goes out, we
Oh
don't have
my
any.
god, this is the power goes out. She's thinking, all right, it's a rinky-dink thing, blah, 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 blah. But then, the power could go out and we need to prepare for all this shit. I'm like, okay, we don't really need to. It's fine. We're fine. We got food. We got a roof over our heads.
We have a fireplace with no top on it. Apparently you have to put tops on fireplaces so that animals don't get in there. Who knew? I did not. No idea. Apparently you gotta get someone to come in and clean this fireplace every God knows.
Oh my god.
Guys, having a house just
we can tap into that.
Just to side note this for a second. Having a house is not glamorous, I'll tell you that right now. The other day I was on my hands, my feet, my knees, picking weeds. My fucking fingers are all messed up and my nails are not a glamorous thing having a house.
All kinds of stuff. I mean,
think twice.
Yeah, speaking of lists, I mean, there's like a never-ending list. Where you buy
never-ending
house,
list.
Unless even if you bought like a brand new house, there's always things like you want to do and like change, tweak, or whatever. Or the grass needs to be cut, or fucking yard work and shit. That's never ending.
Weeds.
And then, yeah, the weeds.
I have to tell you, so our lawn guy, right? Well, now Joe wants me to fire them, but whatever.
You haven't done that yet?
No. I don't like firing people.
You're not firing him. He was never hired in the first place.
I did hire them. I told them to come.
Oh my god. Anyways.
So anyway, this guy, who I actually quite love, did a great job on our lawn. He's like super New England, with a super thick accent.
But that wasn't the owner, though.
No, he wasn't the owner. So I felt really stupid, though, because I was asking him these questions that he was looking at me were like stupid questions. But I was like, so, like, what happens to grass in the winter?
Do you have to cover it up?
Seriously, do you like? What do I do with it? Does it still grow? Do we need anything? Nothing happens. You just leave it alone. Okay. Then they come and just snowplow. All right, fine. What happens in the fall? In the fall, we come and we gather the leaves and blah blah blah. Okay. It's just like there's all these rules out here.
No, it's just logic, kind of.
Logic, not for someone
What do you do
who's-
to grass in the winter? Nothing. You do nothing.
But who knew? I honestly, and look, this may be really showing my like ditzy side, but who knew that grass doesn't grow in the winter?
I'm pretty sure everybody.
Where did people learn that?
It's a plant. It's like, do plants grow in the winter? Do trees die? Remember, that's why there's leaves in your yard, and
But why?
because they're not getting. Well, now we're getting scientific, but
If it's snowing
they're not
outside,
getting the
let's say
full
they're getting
spectrum
water.
from the light because of the access of the Earth at that time of the year, at that point at which the Earth is spinning around the sun. There's points at which, so the Earth is on a tilt, right? And that's spinning, but then that is spinning around the sun, also on a slight tilt, right? And that's why, Florida, the equator gets the most sun, right? So if you're closer to the equator, that stays closer to the sun most of the year round.
Florida's closer to the equator
Than Rhode Island, yes.
Right.
And because of the tilt, when that's going around the sun, that tilt gets further away from the sun. So say you got something like this, right? And then you're spinning it around an object. Here's the sun, but I can't explain it.
Man, I was with you.
You were?
I was.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought
yeah,
you were
yeah,
fading.
yeah.
Okay,
No,
all right,
no.
keep going then.
I was actually with
So
you.
you're on a tilt like
I
this.
like briefly remember this stuff. But
So you're on a tilt, and then there's the sun, and then it's spinning.
that
but
spins. This stays.
this stays, but it's
Right.
also like kind of. I think it's also shifting. It's not going like horizontal. It's going around, and that's also on a slight tilt too.
Huh.
So when it gets to this point, then it's like summertime because the tilt is tilting towards the sun.
Right.
But then when it gets to this point, it's the other way.
So what happens then in Alaska?
I think if there's any scientists out there.
What happens in
tell me.
Alaska? Because
Well, because
Alaska,
it's
as we know,
always-
doesn't. Alaska has the reverse, right? It's like a whole weird
because
situation
it's so
out there.
far from the equator, which means that's the point at which it doesn't really ever point directly towards the sun.
No, but they
or
have
is
different
close to the
seasons
sun.
though, because I know that sometimes. So in Alaska, there's seasons where it's just light all the time, so they need like the blackout shades for dark because it doesn't get dark out there.
Right,
But
right,
then
right.
there's a season where it does stay dark. So I don't know what's going on there.
That's because of the tilt of the Earth.
I don't know what this tilt of the Earth is. I don't understand.
The Earth, when you look at the Earth, the center point of it is not like up and down. It's like this. So the Earth is spinning around that,
On a tilt.
like that, yeah. And because of that tilt is why you get the season.
Oh, all right.
I mean, if there's anybody out there that can explain this a little bit better, go for it. But
I don't know, but who remembers this shit? I mean, honestly, like, when's the last time anyone ever taught you this? I feel like
it probably was in
maybe
high school.
in middle school,
I don't
or
know
like
why I
freshman
remember
year
it.
in high school. Like, who remembers this stuff?
For me, it was just like logical. Like it makes sense especially when you have somebody to describe it in the proper way.
I don't understand any of this stuff. Anyway,
I'd have to have this whole. You know what we had in high school was not even in high school and then like middle school was this whole like. Did you ever have the thing where you crank the thing and all the planets spin around the sun?
Yeah,
You saw that?
I think so.
Well, that explains it perfectly.
I'm just saying that I think so, but I don't.
Oh, okay.
I do this thing where I tell Joe that I know something, but I really don't.
Oh yeah, this is a new thing that I've figured out. Like
I've been doing this for years.
Yeah. She's so like confident on like something that I don't know. I what's an example? I don't know. Like something that I'm like not familiar with. I'll be like, oh, do these things happen? Or
Hey, do you know if beavers have tails? Right?
well, I
Like,
knew
some
that
shit
you
like
wouldn't
that.
know that shit.
I don't just anything.
But yeah.
You know?
But
like,
if I didn't know,
and I'll be like this.
No. Usually, if it was like maybe more of like a therapist kind of type of thing, like, oh, how do people react when blah blah blah?
No, I
Or
always
something.
know those things
Yeah, you do know those ones. All right, those are the ones that I'll give you. Those ones you do know.
all
but,
the time.
But there's like I don't even know.
I just said, like, if I mean, I'm giving just like a stupid example, but like, you know, like.
Oh yeah,
it'll be like,
yeah. And you
you'll ask a question like, does cheese, like, how long does it take for cheese to age something?
Right,
and then,
right,
and then
right,
you'll be
right,
like, I think it takes like 10 years, you know, and then I'll be like, yeah, 12, 12 years, right?
Yeah.
And
I'm
I'll
like,
say it with
and I'll
confidence.
be like, how do you know that? And then she'll be like, it's obvious, whatever. And then she's still very confident. There's like three layers.
Who doesn't
to it.
know, right?
There's
like
three layers of questions that break her down. The second one is like, hold on, did you learn this from somewhere? You're like, no, what do you mean? Of course. And then the last one is like, hold on, what do you know about cheese or whatever? And then it's like, fine, whatever. I was like, you're a liar. You just say,
Random
when you don't
shit.
fucking know shit.
You guys, I've been doing this since I've met him, though, okay? Like, literally, I'll be so confident. I'll be like, yeah, it does, you know? Like, or like, yeah, it takes like 12 years. Or like, just so confident, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. No clue.
Now
right?
I know.
No clue. And literally, just a week ago, he found me out.
I think I just went one level deeper to the third questioning, and that's when you broke down. Because usually it was like 2. It was like, hold on, are you sure? And you're like, yes, of course.
And then we just ended there, and I'm
then
like,
I was like,
and I'm
okay,
like,
I
yeah.
guess so. You
I'm
know?
like, he thinks I'm so
Yeah. So now I know. I gotta throw. And now after this podcast, now I might have to add a 4th layer because you'll develop some other way.
I'm gonna up it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna up it up.
Up it up. Okay. All right, so we didn't even really talk about the hurricane, did we?
Hurricane's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. It's nothing. Nobody cares. It's not even a big deal. We're all fine.
Everything's good.
If anything bad happens, we'll do a special.
However, we
fucking
did just
podcast.
move into this house that we bought, so fingers crossed everything actually really does go A-okay.
Yeah.
Although we have
We've had
insurance.
good luck. Everything's fine.
So what are we talking about first thing on the list?
What is on the list?
Okay.
That's the question.
What's on the list is...
Right,
we hit up North Korea?
We can do North Korea.
I gotta hit this up because
I was going to stop the live, but yes, North Korea needs a live. We need to post some of this on.
This North Korea thing, you guys, is mind-blowing. I haven't heard the podcast that we're about to speak about yet.
Yeah. So Joe Rogan had this woman on from She escaped from North Korea.
We gotta get her name because she needs that. She's like
it's
phenomenal.
It's like Yin something.
You don't know. See? You're doing it right now.
You're
doing what I just...
I just said it's yin something. I didn't just say, oh, yes, it's definitely yin fucking whatever. That's what you would do. and then I'd look it up and then I'd be like, no, you were way off. Anyways, so this woman, and we'll get her name in a minute, she escaped when she was 13 with her mom out of North Korea, and then she went through this whole crazy process and finally made it to the Joe Rogan show in her like 20s or something like that, right? But anyways, the description of this, like we all know North Korea is not good. There's shitty things going on there. The people are being suppressed, all this other stuff.
Yeonmi Park, guys, okay?
Yeah.
Her name is Yeonmi Park. She's a North Korean human rights activist and author of In Order to Live, A North Korean Girl's Journey to Freedom. Okay, that's who she is, and I think that's important that people know that because her story is like
which
insane.
is probably an amazing book.
Yeah.
So on the podcast, she's talking about like everybody knows that it's shitty there, but
I didn't know it was
it's like Nazi Germany shitty
I didn't know it was
times 10. These motherfuckers, sorry, not motherfuckers. These North Korean people are required to save their shit for the farms. And not only save their shit, they have a quota of shit that they need to collect.
When you say shit, just so that people understand what being clear here.
Poop, feces.
Actual feces.
So they can fertilize the farmland that the government owns, right? So because they're so malnutritioned, they're only shitting like a couple times a month, right? So they have to go out and collect dog shit, other people steal other people's shit because they need to collect. It's somewhere around, and I'm not joking, a ton of shit per year. And they literally fucking weigh it. And if you don't have it, then you go into these like concentration camps where you're basically going to die in there. And if, say, your grandfather did something such as trade a chicken for like, some keys or something, or a piece of metal or a cup, right? That's illegal. Trading is illegal, right? First off. And he's going to the concentration camp to go die. And not only is he going to the concentration camp to go die, everybody for the next 3 generations is going to die.
In your family. Yep.
In your family, and even neighbors, fucking people that are associated with you, like cousins, 3 generations. Done.
Like, I think what's so Joe came home, right? You came home and you were telling me about this podcast and you were telling me about this amazing woman. And I was like, right, like for the whole night, I was like, wait, what? Like, I couldn't even make sense of this. Like, this was so crazy. And my first question was, I mean, I don't watch the news, right? But the little bits that I do Google and stuff like that, how come this isn't anywhere?
Well,
right? I was like, how come this isn't being talked about? This is insane.
Well, she also explained that as well. It's because China backs North Korea, right? And the reason why that China does that is because it's like a buffer zone, like geographically for them. Because if America or South Korea or whatever just kind of took over, or the democracy came into North Korea, then it's like right on top of China. You know what I'm saying? At least they have this buffer between like South Korea and China right now. I don't know. That's the theory.
Now, and let's be clear, because if you are from North Korea and live in North Korea, you can't leave. You're not allowed to travel outside of North Korea. You have to stay in North Korea. And if you do and get caught, then I assume...
Well, you can't even now because since this girl escaped...
She escaped when she was how old?
She was 13.
13.
Since then, they have now put in landmines behind all the guys with guns along the border who are told to just shoot and don't even ask questions if anybody even comes near the border. So even if you sneak past those guards, you're going to get blown up by landmines after that. So you can't even escape from there now.
It's like, this sounds like a movie. Like, I that's what's like driving me nuts. It sounds like a movie.
I told you the story, but I'll tell it again about, she was saying how the train station is the worst place. First off, you can't even, it's like so hard to travel just within North Korea. And if you have to, you take the train, but the train like breaks down. People have to like push the train and shit. That's where the most people are dead. There's like dead bodies everywhere all the time. This is what this girl was saying. And she said she went to the train station one time and there was a guy like begging for food or whatever. And his like intestines were out. He had like holes in him from like the rats biting at it. And they like pulled his intestines out. But the guy's still alive, like begging for food. And she was just like numb to it. That was just a normal day.
Because that's how, that's how. It's so
But
nuts.
although, like, I was listening to Joe Rogan again, and he had Andrew Schultz on, and Andrew Schultz was like questioning it. He was like, "What if North Korea is just, it's bad, but it's not like that bad like they're talking about. Maybe it's all propaganda, and maybe it's like just like Cleveland, you know, like or like Detroit, like somewhere shitty, you know, like, but it's not that bad. I don't know. It's from."
But why would this little girl, she escaped when she was 13. She's a human rights activist like, why would she be, I don't think she'd be stretching the truth on that. I find that hard to believe.
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, can't she die for something like, meaning if let's say, right, like I'm pretty sure North Koreans and they can't stand her. Like I'm pretty sure she's they like want her dead, right? Uh-huh. Especially if she wrote a book about all this shit. So she's basically put her life in danger, you know?
I guess.
To write a book and do all this. Why would she do that?
I don't know. Maybe South Korea is paying her. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I'm not saying this is true. I'm just throwing out options, you know, the things, you never know. But anyways, yeah, he was saying that it could be, but I tend to lean towards it's pretty fucked up over there. but nobody knows because
no one knows. No one's been to North Korea. You can't go to North Korea.
First off, there's no word for love over there, she says, right? That word doesn't even exist. There's a bunch of words that just don't even exist. Also, I doesn't exist. The word I. So everything is we. That's why they're always saying, like, we love Kim Jong-il or whatever. Like, and they're also required to say that shit. Because if they don't say that in any kind of public forum, then they also die.
Didn't she also say that everybody has to have a picture of...
Yes. So there's in every room, if you even have a house out there,
Right.
you have to have a picture of Kim Jong-il in every single room. And they do surprise in the middle of the night inspections. And if there's even dust on any of the pictures, you'll go to the concentration camp, not let alone if you don't have a picture in one of the freaking rooms.
Now, Kim Jong, this one that you're talking about, this is the son or whatever, or someone of the guy who died.
Is it Kim Jong? So,
Because there was
all right. The son is Kim Jong-un.
Kim
right?
Jong-un. Okay.
The father that died
Yeah.
a few years back is Kim Jong-il. So I don't know if it's a picture of him or maybe
Oh, right,
maybe you could have one of each in your house now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like.
No.
Anyways, it's like. This is my whole thing. When Hitler came to power, nobody was saying anything about that because they voted him in. That was a great thing for years, and then he got into his crazy years, right? And what did the world say? The world said, that's fucked up. We can't allow this. People are dying. These concentration camps are illegal. There's also now, after that, the Geneva Convention, which forbids any country from doing the things that North Korea is doing. So not only are they like morally or like, you know, everybody agrees that concentration camps and making people collect their shit and fucking
Like, not okay.
all this other stuff is not good. But we allow it. We just say, okay. You know why? Because China backs North Korea. We are the slaves of China. Like,
Well, and
basically,
that-
whatever
right,
China says, we
That's
have
what
to
I
do.
asked you. I was like, why aren't we doing anything to help them? Like, that's
Because
right?
if we go fucking into North Korea, then we're going against China.
So crazy. And why aren't we doing anything to help the people in Afghanistan?
Because that's a lost cause. To help the people, I guess. I don't know. Like, what have we been doing over there for 20 years? Could have been helping them all that time, right? Like, I don't know. That's a whole other story. I'm just glad we're out of there because, you know, Americans don't need to die for being in Afghanistan. We're never going to win that war. We've never won. They beat the Russians, and then they just beat America. Just admit it, and let's move on.
It's just so sad.
And that'll be it.
It's so sad.
You know, yeah. So North Korea is like,
Crazy.
I'm like,
North
what?
Korea is absolutely
Yeah.
crazy.
Nobody's talking about it because, I mean, this is the only logical explanation is because China backs North Korea and we are pussies to China.
Like, that's the shit that I would want to hear about if I was going to watch the news. I'd be interested to hear about this and what we're going to help to do about it. Instead, I'm hearing about mask mandates and vaccine mandates
right.
instead. It's like, what the fuck?
Control tactics.
This is
yes.
this is happening in a whole other country and no one's talking about, like, are you insane right now? Like, children are dying, all this stuff is happening, and I get that kids are dying here. I get that, guys. Some people are going to be like, oh, well, people are dying here, and it's like, yeah, okay, fine, I get it. But the shit that's going on in North Korea,
well, it's a whole country
has
that is doing
nothing.
things.
Yeah, like, we have nothing on that. You know,
It's like one big country concentration camp.
like, and yet here we are, just, you know, hanging
Right.
out, talking about vaccine mandates.
Even in like Nazi Germany, it wasn't the whole country. It was like they had concentration camps, but you know, they were in different areas. You know, but yeah. Hold on, you just went into what?
Mask
mandate.
mandates and vaccine mandates. My thing is
I mean,
that,
we
like,
could shift
there's,
into that. That's
well, that was kind of my, like,
Yeah.
transition, you know. But it's like, still, it's like there's insane, absurd, awful, horrible things going on in North Korea and other parts of the world, and yet this is what the news is spewing out every single day is about COVID. And I'm just like, I just don't get it. Like, it's just crazy to me. It really is. But anyway,
for me, as far as the mask go and COVID, like, if they were pumping out and then they were pushing out on the news, 100,000 people died today, 50,000 people died today, 20,000 people died.
Not sick.
Not contracted, died. Death. Because that's what we're all scared of. Dying from this, right? Not getting it. Are you scared of getting the flu? Are you going to
Let's
stay in your house?
Let's not get into this again. He's going to go and it's going to be a whole thing.
Deaths is what matters.
But really,
and I don't want anybody to die. But
the only reason why
people are going to die from all kinds of things. There's so many people with weak immune systems because of the culture and the lifestyle a lot of people have been living for the past 50 years, that yes, it's inevitable that people are going to die from viruses. But if it's not like hundreds of thousands all the fucking time.
Now, how many people do we think are dying in North Korea every day?
Right. Probably that's probably a significant thing.
Significant.
I mean, you're probably talking thousands a day, at least. Significant.
Anyway, but we do have to touch on this. My thing is not so much the mask mandate that I want to focus on because I'm like, whatever. But the vaccine mandate is actually something that I really want to focus on because that to me
that's another level.
Is absolutely and we had a feeling that they were going to do this anyway, I know. So it's like we knew what was going to happen. So I'm not shocked, but I'm still like, wait a minute. like hold up. You mean to tell me that you are requiring and mandating that in order to go into a store, a fitness center, anything of that sort, you have to show proof that you've been vaccinated? Are you fucking kidding me, number one? And number two, how are you regulating that?
Well, it's
especially
self-regulated.
Especially like New York. Like, that's a huge,
all of this fear-based shit is self-regulated because you get enough people scared.
Yeah.
Then they're going to rat on each other. That's it. That's just how it works. It's already been proven throughout history. That's all we have to do is read history books. Stalin, Hitler. This is the book that they wrote. And I'm not saying we're there. And nobody, this is what everybody's like, oh, we're not Nazi Germany. No, maybe not Nazi Germany in like 1930s. Maybe we're Nazi Germany in 1928,
Or how about we're just Nazi Germany in 2021? This is just how it looks. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right,
obviously it's not going to look like it did back then. It's not going to happen.
Everybody voted in Hitler. And I'm not saying, this is a similar situation, we just voted in Joe Biden as Hitler. I'm not saying that. Because we have a different system here. Yeah. We have a different system because every 4 years we can vote somebody else in, which luckily we have that. But what we're willing to tolerate is very similar to what the Germans were willing to tolerate at that time, And it just they just throw in more. First it's the mask, then it's the vaccinations, then it's then you can't, maybe they want to put some chip in you or whatever. I don't fucking know. I'm not saying I'm a conspiracy theorist or I know everything, but I'm just saying that's what it looks like.
What's so funny though is that I'm pretty sure they were conspiracy theorists that when COVID first started, they were the ones that were most likely saying,
"Oh, they knew exactly.
You guys, vaccines are going to be required to guarantee you for the whole."
I think I was
right.
That.
Okay, right. And I was hearing him say it too and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure everybody else who's not a conspiracy theorist, like myself, let's say, was listening to that, going like, "Oh my God, that guy's crazy," blah, 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 right? But then it's like, but are they? I mean, I'm not saying that they're completely right, and that there's truth to everything that they're saying. But I mean, they're onto something,
Well, when you're saying when you're saying something like that before all that, can most people can't even take their mind back to a year and a half ago when none of this existed.
So to go so far into the future and to even think that is so difficult.
Right. So even right now, bringing people back to not doing all this stuff, it's hard. Never mind doing the opposite and predicting the future. Nobody wants to hear that shit. They're like, whatever, you don't know anything. And that's how a Nazi Germany becomes a Nazi Germany. Because nobody recognize. You don't know when you're in the boiling pot. You don't know it.
Yeah,
It's just getting warmer and warmer, and it's cozy. It's
and
nice.
then anyone who's speaking different is crazy. And this is the shit that I posted on my freaking story not too long ago. Remember? So there was a man that was in what state? Do you remember what state this guy was in?
You just said there's a man. I don't know.
The guy who went to
there's lots of men in lots of states. I don't know.
The guy who spoke at some House representative meeting or some shit, and he was a older white man.
This is the guy with the dreads.
Yeah, dreads, right?
This was in San Diego. I
Okay.
believe.
So in San Diego, I posted this guy, and he went to the meeting to discuss going against the whole vaccine passport thing,
it was a state
right?
Senate meeting.
Yeah.
Right.
And so now what happened was that I know for a fact, without even knowing, I know people watched that video, whoever saw it, and were probably like, "That guy's fucking crazy," right? Because the way he communicated it was probably not, I guess, the most assertive way to communicate it, right? He went like all the way left with it, which is fine. But some people see that as crazy, whereas I was just like, this man's just clearly passionate about this whole entire thing. And so he's getting really angry and really riled up about it. Fine. So that, what I'm talking about right there is what happens in what we were just talking about in terms of like people hear conspiracy theorists, and again, they automatically are just like, not only are they stuck in their own shit, but they're like, oh my God, they're crazy. And they don't even give it an opportunity for just a moment. Like, for example, like I really stay out of religion because I don't really like to talk about it, to each his own. But, I am open to just hearing about certain things. So years ago, I was invited to this Christian church. I was like, sure, I'll give it a go. I'm not Christian. I didn't grow up Christian, but I was like, let me just go check it out. I was already resistant, a part of me, because I was like, I don't know, but I wanted to see what they had to say. I got to tell you, there were many things that I had to just throw away for my own self because I didn't agree with them. But then there were many things that I took with me. That I was like, that I still use actually till this day in my therapy sessions, that actually are really, really great. So that's kind of how I see the world in terms of like different people, like a conspiracy theorist. I'm not going to take everything that they say. I don't really take everything that you say when you speak, right? But then there are some things. Conspiracy? You're borderline. But then there are some things that do come out of your mouth that I'm like, okay. And I know this is a far example right now, but like my schizophrenics, right? Who are unmedicated, right? Unmedicated schizophrenics. Paranoid, okay? A lot of government stuff, delusional, hallucinations, blah, 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 the whole entire nine. We know that this is something with the brain, okay, et cetera. We get that. Mm-hmm. However, when I speak to them in session and they're unmedicated, first of all, I'm not dismissing anything they're saying because I just don't do that. But like when they start getting into like the government's listening to me, I'm like, they are listening to you. What do you think Alexa is? Right. So like, and they've been saying that shit for like, schizophrenia has been around forever. Let's just be clear.
Well, you know why? It's because people like actually think like there's some government worker sitting there listening. No, it's like logarithms. It's computers.
Right, exactly. So whereas they may go, again, obviously a little to the left with it, I can still take some of what they say and go like,
there's always
has some kind of little validity to what he's saying. I mean, shit.
There's always some truth to any conspiracy theory.
Anything that anyone says, I do believe that there's some truth to it, regardless. I don't care who you are. There's unless you're like just a straight up sociopath.
Like at least that one person believes this, so there has to be some like logical something.
And actually, hold on, sorry. Even with a sociopath, as I think about it, I actually do believe that there's actually some truth to what they say because that's what makes them good at what they do, right? So they mix.
Yeah, they got to mix.
They mix the line with the truth, and then it gets like, and then you're like, fuck.
Right, but there's a lot of. I mean, for me, if you look back on like conspiracy theorists over the past, like say, 10 or even like 20 years, right? And if you went online right now and you looked at videos from then, there's a lot of the stuff that people were putting out there that have come to fruition. So Anyways,
what I actually do want to know, if anyone's still watching, I have no idea, but if anyone is, what I do want to know is like, is there anyone that actually does believe that that vaccine mandates are a good thing to have? Because if you do, I actually really do want to know where you're coming from with that in terms of like what your reasoning behind it is. Because that's actually interesting to me. I haven't come across anyone who does think that actually. Probably the man, the myth, the Melton might actually. The man, the myth, the Melton might. I don't know. But I haven't really heard anyone be like, absolutely, vaccine mandates, they need to be required and blah, 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 blah. But if someone does, I actually really do want to hear about it because I'd like to kind of give it a go.
I believe that there is a Senate bill introducing that, which I hope never sees the light of day. But just to let you guys know, it exists. But what I think we need to do as a culture, and this takes time, but if you have kids or if you're willing to learn or whatever, like you can start the process of like everybody knows you shouldn't judge people, right? And a lot of people, they subconsciously do it, right? They see somebody with like dreadlocks or whatever, talking whatever about some conspiracy theory. Oh, he's a kook or whatever, or he's speaking loud. He's crazy. Why is that? Why don't we just say, okay, I'll put the looks aside. I'll put the, aggressiveness or whatever the thing that's pushing you away from them off and just actually hear the words that they're saying, And because everybody is a human being with their own lives. I mean, these people, that guy that you were talking about, yes, he was a big guy. He had dreadlocks, and he was very passionate. And he was descriptively describing history lessons and what we need to learn from them and how we need to move forward. And blah blah blah. It was very logical, but the way he was saying it, everybody's just like,
he's crazy.
Like, but what he's saying is perfectly logical and fine, and most people would probably agree with it if they actually just sat and like.
That's also because society in itself we are programmed. Not myself, but in general, I think we're programmed to, like, if someone doesn't fit the if someone doesn't fit the bill of what the majority, right, of society is doing, then you're automatically crazy or not part of, right?
That's the
and
problem.
And so again, I take the whole like KKK thing always as an example, just because I'm like, are they crazy because they're racist, or are they just people who are ignorant to life just because they grew up a certain way and that's the culture and the world that they grew up in?
Ignorant. Probably.
I would just say it was B.
Ignorance like this bad word, but it's like, if you don't know what you don't know.
Right. If you don't know, you don't know. Like, bottom line. Bottom line.
And how do you know? You have to listen. You have to pay attention. You have to learn. You have to figure it out.
Right. But again, if you were brought up in an environment, right,
where they didn't figure shit out,
right, where nobody was figuring stuff out, or when they were, it was very unhealthy, or this or that, there was no resources, blah, 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 blah.
The majority of America going to public schools, I mean, how many kids come out of school and they're just like, oh my God, I love high school and I want to go back there because I learned so much and it was so great. Have you ever heard any teenager say that?
No, but I did love my high school.
Okay, fine, whatever. But because you went to a private school,
I did go to a private school.
So, but I'm talking about we have grown up in that. So culture only knows what they know.
Let's read. Okay, so Ashley, so anyone I know that agrees with vaccine mandates, I think they believe they are coming from a good place of protecting 100%. The vulnerable, 100%. But bodily autonomy needs to come first always. Right.
Yes, I agree. These are all well-meaning people. Everybody because they're all like trying to protect whoever. Like, we all need to stop trying to protect each other and like actually just kind of think of ourselves, really, in a way.
Joe, that is selfish.
I know. That's what is being said.
That is so selfish. I can't believe you asked me to think about myself.
Well, speaking of, we need to tap into that, too.
Oh, my God, I can't. Yeah.
We'll get back to that in a minute. But, we've grown up.
I don't think it's about...
Let me finish this thing. Right. So the schooling system has essentially taught everybody to not want to learn. Unfortunately. That's what it seems to me to be, right? So any situation you get into outside of like high school or college where somebody is trying to educate you on something, you've been fucking pounded with this shitty fucking public school system that's like pounding all this shit, memorize this dumb thing that nobody gives a fuck about, and memorize this, and the whole process was unenjoyable to most high schoolers. If you think of like, ask any teenager about high school, what do they like most? They like the activities, maybe they play football, their friends are there, and it's got nothing to do with learning, right? So we are a culture that is taught not to want to learn, and that's the problem.
Damn. That was good. That was good.
Drop the hammer.
That was good.
Okay.
That's good.
Now, can we get into that? What I was just talking about? Just briefly. I just need to run this by people.
Wait, but I was going to say something,
Okay.
damn it, and then you cut me off.
Sorry.
But now it's gone, so go ahead. I'll remember it again.
Okay.
I don't think. Why do you want to transition into that? Oh, this is what I was going to say.
Okay.
Because the statement that you made is what you said, that we all need to stop being concerned and focusing on other people and focus on ourselves.
Right. And you said that's most people would say, that's selfish.
Most people say that's selfish.
No, if we all just took care of ourselves and our families and the people that we care about, and then everybody would be doing that. And we wouldn't have to worry about fucking taking care of making sure the guy in California doesn't get fucking COVID. Like, they're taking care of it, you know?
Right. So I'm trying to be like devil's advocate, I guess, in this situation. So focus on yourself and on. So I guess what the concern in that statement could be is if I'm focused. Okay, so let's say.
Spit it out.
Yeah, I'm trying to like make sense of it because this can be like a long domino effect of stuff. Okay, so if the world was, which actually, let's be honest, the world is self-absorbed for the most part. Mm-hmm. So we're all pretty much selfish and self-absorbed anyway. So sorry to,
there's different levels of it, but yes.
So that's
and if you don't want to admit it, you're probably the most.
I mean, like, no one gives a fuck. I mean, let's just be honest. So anyway, if let's say the world was really about, right, and society was really, let's everyone focus on yourself, your own life, your own thing, and da-da-da, right? Mm-hmm. And that's how it was. Well, there becomes a huge outcome with that, because then let's say I come from a family, right, that is, I guess, what people would call ignorant, right? And they don't know certain things. Maybe they're not educated, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe they didn't go to school, or maybe they're racist, maybe they're this, whatever, abuse, right, blah, 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 right? Now, you want me to just focus solely on myself, right, and what I'm doing in my life, and that's it? No,
all right, you're right. I get what you're coming at.
You see what I'm
Listen,
saying?
I'm talking specifically about the virus.
Oh, okay.
Right? When it comes to something that, like, when has anybody ever told anybody to be like, well, you better build up your immune system because you're going to, like, catch a cold? Like, nobody ever says that, because that's on them. That's their personal thing. If they want to eat cheeseburgers every day, then that's their shit. I'm going to go work out and build up my immune system and do healthy things and eat healthy foods. That's what I want to do, right? So that's how it's always been. But now it's like, well, now I got to start making sure that you're doing that thing, which means the vaccine. Like, it could be anything. We could just say, the government could just say, all right, everybody's required to work out at least 3 times a week and eat organic food, and we're going to provide organic food, and also vitamin C, vitamin D, all these things. No, instead they say vaccine. Now, if they said the other thing, it would be more healthy. People would be like, hey, you doing that? You're doing that program where you eat these healthy foods or whatever? Yeah, I'm actually doing it. And it would be like this cool, like, cultural, social thing where we all kind of, like, help each other get healthier, right? But no, it's like, it's a vaccine. That's the only answer. So that's what these well-meaning people are trying to push on people, is because that's the only answer they have. If they understood
it's
everything
the only answer they have, but it's also the easiest one.
It's the easiest. You don't have to do anything. You just be like,
It's the
oh, you didn't get
easiest
the
one.
vaccine. You're an
The other
asshole. Oh,
stuff
you
is
did.
too-
You're my friend.
The
like,
other stuff
that's
is too
it.
difficult and has
The other
too
stuff
many...
you have to do. Yeah, you have to do research, understand
Not
your
even
body.
that, though. There's a domino effect with that too, because the other stuff would mean, okay, well, if that's the case, that means that now we're going to ban every single McDonald's, Burger King, blah blah blah, right?
Right,
We're going
they
to get
should.
those away, no more commercials. But then now what happens to the individuals who come from lower socioeconomic status areas who cannot afford
Well,
any
that's where.
organic food?
Well, maybe
who
that's
then-
where people get together and they gather. They have fundraisers and stuff. Communities help their poorer people in the community or whatever. You know, this is what I'm saying. It's the complete opposite. We would all be wanting to work together and actually do activities and ask people questions and learn and whatever. But that's not what they want. They want us to just shut everything down and be like, your only answer is this vaccine. So all you good doers out there, you make sure everybody else fucking does this vaccine.
See, but this is the thing, and Ashley had a good point, you know, in terms of like, and I've said this to you before, people who, let's say, believe, right, that the vaccine should be required, are most likely then individuals who, as Ashley stated, believe, right, that is what needs to happen to make sure that everyone's okay, right? They're coming from a place of trying to help at the same time.
But they're
okay?
also unaware
And
that
trying
there
to-
is other alternatives. So
But wait,
apparently, it
hold on.
seems.
But let's say then other individuals who don't believe that, right, also believe that where they're coming from is also a good thing and better and this and that and can do X, Y, Z, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this goes back to what I told you yesterday, the other day. I was like, there's no right or wrong.
There is no right or wrong. And
There's
I'm
no
also
right or
not
wrong.
saying, I'm also saying, listen, maybe the vaccine does work. It probably does for some people, most people maybe, right? And I'm saying, okay, go get the vaccine if you want it. But I'm also saying, even if you get the vaccine, maybe you should also start building your immune system so this doesn't happen again.
No, but I want to be
right?
clear, though. There's no right or wrong, not even just with COVID. Like, I want to be clear just with anything in life, like in terms of like, which brings up a whole
But then you go down this other
conversation,
path
right?
of like this neutral area that you just live in where everything's fine. I guess I don't know. I just have
this
no
brings
opinion
up-
about anything.
I mean, this is an ongoing conversation. We used to have these debates in my grad program of like right or wrong, and then people would be like, "Well, rape," and you know what I'm saying, and all these things come in, right?
Right.
But so this is an endless conversation. That conversation,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like that's kind of what I'm saying is like. Again, if I believe something, it's my belief,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And so, of course, I think that my belief, let's say, would be the right one, right? I don't think it is because I don't think that's just how it works. But other people may think that, right? You, let's say, may have your belief and you think that's the right one, and then theirs is the wrong one. So it's like, what the fuck?
See, the key is you still allow the other people to do whatever they want.
Well, yeah, because
This scenario with the vaccine,
They're
when it's a
requiring-
requirement,
they're saying,
they don't
hey,
allow.
fuck
me to
everybody
do-
else who doesn't think that it's right.
Yeah. What
And
if
ours is right?
Right.
What we're
What-
saying is right, and that's it.
What if in the future they figure out that the reality is, let's just say, like that, if you build a healthy immune system, you eat probiotics every day, you eat organic foods, you do all these things, that your immune system is actually way beyond what a vaccine could prevent any kind of virus from attacking your body, right? And let's just say that they discover that years down the road or whatever, and we're living there. So then, and only then am I like right? But what if that's the reality right now? Like I walk into a room, I'm not vaccinated, but I'm actually the healthiest person that's not going to spread anything. But because the narrative is you have to get vaccinated, I don't even know why I went off on that because it was kind of like I steered left or right down this road. But yeah, it's the requirement that I can't do my alternative.
Yeah, it's the
thing.
requirement that I have
Like
to.
I'm like everybody get a vaccine. I wouldn't want the whole world to get a vaccine, and I just won't. Like, why can't that be?
Yeah, I think that's what messes with me.
Like they
I
should.
brought that up to the man, the myth, the Melton, right? And I was like, wait, Dad, but you don't think that like making people go against what they believe is like, you don't think that that's like a crazy thing? And his response was, we are in a health crisis and things need to be done when it's a worldwide health crisis. And so, no, I don't think it's a. And I was kind of like, wait, what? Like, I think like so. Because we're in this health crisis, that means that people have to just like go against what they believe. It's just nuts to me. That was crazy to me.
Also, especially now that like freaking they've proven that the vaccine is not 100%. So it's like you're forcing everybody to get this thing that may or may not work. Like. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's working in a sense where I guess you won't get really, really sick. That's what they say. But now I don't believe anything that they say, so it doesn't really matter.
Right.
You know, I actually am now kind of just gearing a lot just really towards several things. One, being your blood type. I do think this O positive blood type, guys, there was a huge thing on that when it first came out. Check your blood type. If you haven't had COVID or if you've been around people and didn't get it and they had it, whatever, that could be one thing. Apparently, O positive is a certain type of blood type that just doesn't really get COVID as much from all the people who've died and gotten COVID, I guess, with what they've noticed. Vitamin D, you know, like I'm starting to really I've been there, but like really feeling that really is a big thing. I know so many people, including like myself, my dad, my sister, who have been in COVID situations, right? Where people like right in front of someone, like hugging someone, not vaccinated, who had COVID, and they walked away scot-free, thankfully. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I'm saying the O positive is because they're my family. And I know my sister has the same blood type as I do. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, I wonder what my dad's is, and I wonder if this is true. You know, like how legit is this research? I have to look it up, but
who knows? I mean, there's all kinds of variables, you know. But like, I mean, I am literally the epitome of what everybody in America thinks that I should have either caught COVID or died from it by now. I was traveling twice a week, fucking on a plane. All the fucking time.
You had COVID
since
already.
October.
We all think you had COVID.
Whatever. Like,
it's not whatever.
All right, even if I did, I'm still here. I didn't die. I had a shitty day where I didn't feel good.
It was like a couple days, and that was it. Yeah.
Okay, whatever, fine. But it wasn't a respiratory thing, and that's why I'm not believing that it was COVID.
Well, you're healthy. But also, it doesn't have to turn into a respiratory thing.
Right, and now this thing, there's all kinds,
stomach
everything
thing.
In there. Everything you can say right now is fucking COVID. Anything. Whatever you say is COVID.
I still blame everything on
brain cancer, COVID. My finger hurts, COVID. But I should have gotten it or died or whatever, right? I should have, because I do things. I'm out with I've never done like a quarantine, really, especially living in Florida. We didn't really do anything. It was kind of like forced because nobody was going out. Like when I was traveling in like October, I was the only one on the fucking plane. So I was kind of quarantining because there was nobody else out there, but I was out there doing things, you know? So, I don't know. I thought it would be like an inspiration to people to like hear something like this, but then they just say, "Oh, you're just a fucking risk taker. You're stupid. You shouldn't be doing that."
Yeah, he's a risk taker.
All right, well, I did it. I proved it, but nobody cares at this point. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't even know I'm telling the story, but
well,
I'm hoping to inspire at least one person. It's like, oh, okay, it's not as bad as we thought.
Fingers crossed, we'll see. So we do need to wrap up a little bit.
With all that being said, I mean, who knows? I could get COVID tomorrow.
He already had COVID. And we did not get it, but he had it.
Oh, yeah. And you guys weren't vaccinated at that time, were you?
No.
Right.
Well, Soul's not vaccinated.
Soul's never been, yeah.
Cuomo.
Oh, is that where we're at?
Can we talk about Cuomo? And the reason why I want to bring Cuomo up is because every New Yorker that I speak to, and I'm sure that there are some out there, if you're out there and you're watching and you're a New Yorker and you didn't like Cuomo, then let me know. But everyone who I've spoken to freaking loves Cuomo.
Oh, really?
Especially during the whole COVID thing. Are you kidding me?
Everybody like locked everything down.
Yes.
Like, oh, great job.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know about the young kids, but like the man, the myth, the Melton, people like him, they were like,
oh yeah,
that's
remember
exactly
early
what
on,
you
that's what you have to do.
That's what you have to do to get this Cuomo nose. Blah, blah, blah,
And
blah,
what's
blah,
he
blah,
saying
blah.
now about it?
The guy is leaving. The guy is not saying anything because he's sexually harassing whatever woman.
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with what he did.
Like, no, but now he's not saying anything. The guy's out.
No, I'm talking about your dad. Is your dad still like a big fan of this?
I don't know. This is why I have to ask him, because I want to know if people are still fans of him.
It's whatever the news tells them to think that he is. All right, he's a bad guy now, so now they have to kind of go back on all that shit. But we should actually record the conversation with your dad.
Oh, I have to tell him that I can't do it without him knowing.
Basically,
it'll be a serious one. But I do want to know if he actually still. I think
believes everything that he did.
I think he does. I think he does, because my dad can still separate. So I think he'll say yes, I do. But obviously, the other stuff that's going on with him is not.
He saved millions of lives.
He saved millions of lives. He shut New York down the way New York needed to be shut down. But he was harassing women while he was doing it.
Well, fuck him then. We don't care that he saved lives now. He's harassing women. Did you see that video that he did put out, though? He put out like a video where he's like, yes, he was I do kiss people on the forehead. I do kiss people on the cheek.
Yeah, it was very weird. Yeah.
He's just an old freaking Italian guy, you know? It's like...
I don't know about anybody. Well, no,
but I'm sure they're... listen, I have no doubt the guy's a scumbag.
Oh my gosh.
But... I think for the most part, he probably did just like, hey, how you doing there, Bobby? Yeah, give me a kiss.
I have to tell you though, that just actually triggered me, because that just triggered me so bad. Actually,
it is creepy. It's creepy, but it's not like, I don't think it's like terms of like, arrest.
No, it's not. But
like
right when you did that, it literally brought me back to
New York.
No, it brought me back to, because I've been in situations where like I've been either in a work environment or like just like out, and there was like an older guy that was very handsy, and they were very like, oh yeah, and like touchy feely, and like. I literally just kind of ignored it, because I was just kind of like, okay, right? Which I think is what a lot of people do sometimes. But it didn't hit me until just now when you did that I got triggered. That I was like, oh my God.
Now you were harassed. You should find out who it was and then sue them.
Joe, don't make fun of this. I'm serious though. That was that gave me a really heebie-jeebie feeling. That was gross. Ugh. Oh gosh. Yeah, it was so gross. Ugh.
It is. I think women have like just kind of tolerated that, and that creates a lot of older guys. They've developed these like, oh, it's okay, I've been doing it forever, But I mean, there's a line, obviously, right, that you can't cross. But
I think that's a line though. Like, don't grab me and touch me all on my shoulders and like hold me like
it's
that.
All
like
on
that is a line. And unfortunately, women have been programmed to just kind of like stay quiet and stuff like that. I shit you not. I'm just realizing this in terms of I went through that in this moment just now, because I never even thought about it until I got triggered and felt really gross by that.
It's based on the individual too. Like some people have a higher tolerance level of handsiness than others, But I don't know.
Gross.
Anyways, whatever. Como. All right, so he's gone. Good.
Yeah,
fine.
So who's the chick who's...
Some chick that thinks totally opposite of him, I believe.
Opposite of him in what way? What's the opposite?
I don't know. I read one article, and it's just made it seem as though she was... it's a woman. So and she seemed as though like she understood. She's like out there with the public, talking to them all the time. She's not like up on her high horse. Okay. But, who knows? You never know.
Now, the mayor is being sued by several restaurants, to my understanding. I just read that.
Good.
Because I guess restaurants are fighting back saying, no, I'm serving to everyone. And they're fighting back regarding the mayor's demand.
Right. They're requiring restaurant owners who know nothing about, like, vaccines or anything like that.
Right.
To become like some sort of healthcare regulator.
A healthcare regulator. So now I have to pay someone to sit at the front door and check your fucking vaccine card? No.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And also, I mean, what have we been doing for the past like 6 months or so? Just fucking opening and fucking serving people, right? Or
wear your mask if you want to wear it.
yeah,
around.
wear the mask. Once again, getting to the point of like personal care of yourself. If you are scared of everything, then wear a mask and get the vaccine. Fine. Boom. You're covered.
I guess people also think about the people in the world who like wouldn't necessarily, like, for example, for me, I mean, I don't wear masks because we don't have to right now, but if I wasn't feeling well and I didn't know what it was, I totally would wear a mask just because I'd be like, I don't know, you know, like,
right,
I don't want to, like, you know, like,
care about, like,
right, like, that just,
like when I was,
to me, that makes sense. For some other people, it doesn't.
Like, when I was sick, I didn't go anywhere. I was just at the house.
Well, yeah, you were
right?
just at the house, yeah.
But I mean, you were there, your mom was there, your mom's husband was there, like, our daughter was there the whole time. But I'm also not, like, fucking coughing and sneezing in your face either, you know? I was, like, up in the bedroom by myself or whatever. I mean, we slept together, though, in the same bed. So, I mean, but you're, like, all the way on the other side over there.
Speaking of sleeping together, side note this. So Joe sent me, you send me this like podcasting or whatever clip of this guy who's talking about sex in relationships, right? Mm-hmm. And he was stating that he said, quote, you should not be going more than a week without having sex. And I found that really, like, I was like, huh. And then, of course, I think my first response was, who says? Who says you can't go more than a week without having sex? Like, well, but he was saying that in order to, I guess, continue that connection, right? Yeah. That you should not be going more than a week without having sex. It should be at least having sex one time a week.
Well, because of, like all the traveling I was doing over the past, like, 6 to 8 months or whatever, like, you know, we literally saw each other.
Well,
like,
no, of course not. But
so then,
hold on. But the comment that I made to that though was that I had asked you. I was like, "Does this guy have kids? Does he have a wife? Does he have anything like that?" And you were like, "I don't think he has kids."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, that changes things because my thing is this: if you don't have kids." And you don't have, and that's fine if you don't. But like now that I do, I completely understand and see how difficult it is to get it in. Right. Like, especially when you have 10,000 things going on and you have a kid up your ass who's your stalker from fucking 10 a.m. all the way until 7 p.m. And then by the time 7 p.m. comes, you're like, I don't want to do anything
and you kind of just want
I've literally been yelled at
time.
From 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., you know? So it makes sense to me why families who have kids, why they're not having sex, let's say. And if you guys are, if you're watching this, and if you have young kids and you're having sex once a week still, I mean, bravo.
Yeah, you're doing it.
And then comment on this and let me know how the fuck you're doing that. Because I just like, I'm a daytime person. I told you, unfortunately. At nighttime, I cap out.
We just have to have daytime nap sex.
Right. But now you want to do a podcast during this time. So I guess that takes out having sex.
But, yeah, no, when I was traveling a lot, there wasn't a lot of time. And then, but what my whole point was, when we did, there was like, I got reinvigorated. Like afterwards.
I always felt like it was good.
And I was like, why don't we do this every day?
All the time, right?
Like,
why are we not doing it?
And I was like, well, we can't. We just don't have time, you know? But that's another reason why now that we're kind of getting more settled in over here, I'm like, we need to do like date nights and like, because there was a point we were actually scheduling in sex, like, because we could only...
Oh, because we only had like a little
we literally
time.
We're on this date, at this time, that's when we're doing it, you know?
God.
And that it's not like very like natural or whatever, but...
now we're just kind of like randomly like,
yeah,
have sex?
But now we're just kind of like getting back into a flow over here, you know? Yeah. And I'd like to definitely incorporate that more.
Joe is so passive when it comes to sex.
Anyways.
You're so good. Talking about sex is great, guys. FYI, you should be talking about sex totally with your partners. Open communication.
Honestly, I think like this is the time too. So if you're like in your like mid-30s, mid-40s, somewhere in there, and you know you got married just a few years back, like 5 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever, like this is the time you really have to start working on those things, or at least developing some sort of routines of not just sex, but like just like developing your relationship. We were talking the other day, and you know, I won't say like who or whatever, but we were with an older couple that like there was no doubt in our minds that Aaliyah and I, knowing each other for like 3 years now, knew way more about each other than these people that were married for like 40, 50 years. Like, it was crazy.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And how does that come to be? There's a point somewhere in the relationship, and I believe it's somewhere early on, that you just develop these like routines that you get into. And then it's like, then actually on Joe Rogan, Andrew Schultz today, they were talking about how like there's like golf and like some other things are like almost developed to get like sports to get away from your wife. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's certain
fantasy football.
Yeah, that was one of them that they said. Fantasy football. Like
fantasy
who wants
football.
to like they're gonna sit in a room with a bunch of guys for fucking like 5 hours or whatever. It's just a tactic to like get away from this person that you supposedly love and you know got married to and had kids with or whatever. But like that there's more to it. It's like, what's the purpose of being married? This is why Aaliyah and I like talk to each other all the time. It's not like we're forced to. It's like it's a natural thing. It's like we actually enjoy being together. And at the beginning of every marriage, it's the same way. Everybody does. I mean, there has to be. You want to marry this person. That means you fucking said, all right, they're pretty cool. I want to hang out with them a lot. You know, for the rest of my life.
Right.
You know, so. Like, you have to continue that on, but that takes a little bit of work, at least some structure or planning of, you know, setting up routines of, like, putting yourself in these situations where you have to talk about certain things that maybe you feel uncomfortable about or whatever. But, like, she's constantly growing and evolving, and I am too.
So
and we have to allow each other to.
Right. But then within that, you have to speak then, because that means I'm changing.
Yeah.
So with me changing and you changing, if we're not talking, then guess what? Now we don't know shit about each other because you're changing, I'm changing. And
right.
That's
and
that,
and all you have in your head is like, oh, when we got married 5 years ago, this is who that person was. But like.
Not the case.
I mean, literally, we've known each other for over 3 years now, right? Over 3 years? I don't even know at this point.
I think it's just been 3 years.
4 years will be in April, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, 3 and change. So, I have probably changed, like, pretty significantly at least a couple times in that 3 years, I think.
Many times.
Of different parts of me, you know?
Right.
Aspects, whether it's, like, career or, like, you know, health or whatever. But there have been significant changes, at least I'd say 3 different ones. And if we weren't communicating during all that, she would just be like, well, you're not who that other person was when I met you, so I don't even care about who this person is.
But interesting enough, though, throughout those changes, there was an adjustment for me, because when I met you, you actually are not really the same person who not saying that you're totally different, but there were things about you that are different now than they were when I first met you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I had to adjust to that totally. But before that even happened, I remember you telling me specifically, you looked at me and you were like, look, I'm probably going to change a little bit and go through this weird phase.
I said that?
Yeah. And you were like, so I'm just going to need you to just like support me if that happens, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. And then you did, but you already gave me a heads up. So I was like, okay, this is going on. And then it kind of lasted for a while.
But then this also goes back to like understanding yourself too. So a lot of people don't even understand themselves. They think they do, but even that is kind of maybe a facade or a cultural, you're kind of like living this cultural thing and you're not really being yourself. But people that really truly understand themselves and they've been through these cycles in their lives, they understand what's coming, what you're about to do, where you're going, getting into.
Just self-aware.
Self-awareness.
You're self-aware then, yeah.
First self-awareness, and then you can communicate that self-awareness with your partner. And just, I don't know. I just always assume that Aaliyah is going to be a different person every year. Like, in some way, shape, or form, there's going to be things that change. Maybe things that, like, I don't like. But, like, as long as we're talking about it, we can communicate, and I can be like, I don't like when you do that thing or whatever. And then she can take that into consideration and be like, all right, well, I like it. Joe doesn't like it. Well, maybe there's, like, a compromise there or whatever, But, yeah, communication, self-awareness, communication, and sex every once in a while.
Sex once a week.
Keys
That's how
to
it
a
should.
healthy
Sex
relationship.
once a week. It's a healthy relationship. I guess if you don't have kids, if you do, and you're having sex once a week with your partner, let us know how you're getting that done. Okay.
Right.
We would.
Well,
like to
listen,
hear.
it's not really. You could do it. You can have sex every day.
I'm not saying
Listen,
it's not possible,
there's
but
plenty.
I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's very difficult with that piece.
If you, for instance, our situation, if you could get the same amount of hours of sleep as me, and just basically be up from sleep from like midnight till like 7 or 8 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
If you could do that, we would have more time. And I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying for anybody else, there's people out there that, they have, they just have more time, right? Like you're tired by like 9 o'clock or whatever, and I stay up till midnight. That's another like fucking 3 hours.
Well,
4
I'm also
hours,
tired.
hours.
It's so weird because I think like throughout what I do also for a living, I always shut my brain shuts off the minute like 6 o'clock hits.
Yeah.
I'm like, beep.
Like,
bop.
we're not having a podcast the day Aaliyah works all day.
No, I'm done, guys.
Because she's already been doing her own podcast.
I'm tapped out. I'm done. But now it's like my brain's been programmed now to just tap out at 6 o'clock. The only time it comes back on, I don't know if you've noticed this, but the only time it comes back on is when I get a phone call from a client at like 8 o'clock or some shit goes down, right? And then I have to answer and now, bam, I'm back in it because that's just what I do and I love it. But like, other than that, I'm tapped out. Brain shuts down.
Did you have that sound on the whole time?
I did, but she's sleeping. All right, let's wrap up. This was a good premiere of our season 2.
Yeah. I'm excited to be back.
I'm happy to be back.
We're going to be back on the regular podcast here. And I hope you tune in.
Yes, keep
and
tuning in, you guys.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. We're back, season 2. We're in Rhode Island now. We're now New Englanders. Wallot.
Also,
Wallot.
we have no wallot here.
We have no wallot.
No wallot.
We got no wallot. Wall art, guys.
Yeah. Things will get better. You'll see it evolve. Also, we're gonna do some kind of partnerships and some like giveaway type of stuff.
Now we had mentioned that last time, but we are gonna do it. But now back coming in season 2. So just look out for that, which will be fun and exciting.
Yeah. And that's it. Hope you
Okay.
enjoyed the show.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Love you all, and see you soon.
Love you. Bye.